Welcome to Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Minahan and her panel of guests bring you leading-edge astrology conversations through a journey of soul growth patterns connecting astrology's energetic cycles. Get ready to understand your path in the cosmic roots of the stars.
Hello, everybody. And if I look like a ladybug, I guess I am. And I might be even a flashing ladybug. I may not be able to keep this little green leaf and background. But tomorrow is Halloween. It's Samhain for later, and which is an ancient festival of, I don't know if it's a festival, but it's a rites of like bringing the spirit of the moment to from the darkest moment to the light. And at every middle part of the season, which was actually, you could say archetypally, was the fixed seasons. Like we're now in Scorpio, so it would have been in Aquarius, Leo, and in the other fixed last one, which is Taurus, of course, besides this and Aquarius. It would be a matter of bringing in the new season out of one of the other. So here we are in the dark of winter. And of course, All Saints Day, which a lot of many festivals or many cultures experience in their different ways, right? I mean, Mexico, our neighbor, the United States neighbor, definitely does. And I've been there, and it's quite an occasion. So today is October 30th. We have been pioneers in our own way. We have gone through one eclipse. We've gone through a Venus star point when the sun and I was going to say the moon, but no, not the moon. It was the sun and Venus, the great, beautiful, loving Venus, which means loving. What do we love in life? That's the point. Meeting up for the first time for 100 years. They've been absent for 150 years in Libra because there's 5 of them, maybe a little more than the ladybug needs to tell you today. And we have tomorrow, today, Mars retrograde. So I think things are a little backwards. We're looking backwards and forwards at the same time. We have a great occasion. It's every quarter, and it happens to be Astro Jam. It's like Astro Theater that perhaps many of you know about, when we would stand on a stage and act the various planets. Well, we haven't that ability right now, but we are connecting, and we're going to show a chart, a mystery chart. Although I'll tell you right now, they're all in the last century. No, that wasn't that long ago. It was the 20th century. Okay, so the planets are going to talk. The people, that's the astrologers, they're the planets, are going to experience it. And you will too, just as though it were in our brain, because we get conflicting messages. Saturn wants to talk and may have various things to say. It's not exactly, it's always brand new, because we are brand new and life is brand new. And I am brand new as a ladybug. So we are now here ready for Astro Jam.
Astro Jam is where planets come to life and speak. Hear cosmic energies talk as they do in our minds and hearts. Always fun, exciting, and revealing, like a music jam full of surprise. This is your cast of Astro Jam.
I'm Sue Minahan, the founder of Talk Cosmos, an eclectic evolutionary astrologer, consultant, certified color energy life coach, vice president of the Washington State Astrological Association, member of Kepler Astrology Toastmaster Club, of a Dwarf Planet University diploma and AA with music degree. I love mythology, philosophizing, collaboration. I'm an artist, writer, a perpetual student of life.
I'm Justin CROCKETT ELZIE, an archetypal astrologer, teacher, and author. I combine both Western ancient astrology and modern psychological astrology with Eastern Vedic astrology, and specialize in predictive, electional, and karmic astrology for individuals and couples. I'm a certified aromatherapist, essential oil specialist, and herbalist. I also do in-depth research into arcane astrological concepts, focusing on the mystical, occult side of astrology.
My name is Sean Kelly. My first look at astrology was my natal chart, handed to me in philosophy class at San Diego State. I innately understood the archetypes associated with the symbolism. My mind was blown. Since, my life path has included driving business development and marketing for Tarot.com, working with astrologers like Rick Levine, Jeff Jower, Kelly Fox, Jan Spiller, Henry Seltzer, Michael Luton, and more. I've done thousands of charts. However, I consider myself a perpetual student of astrology.
And I am Marie O'Neill, the founder of Padma Life Coaching. I'm a life coach, astrologer, speaker, past life regression facilitator, astrology conference lecturer, a distinguished Toastmaster of Toastmasters International, board of directors member with TEDx Sonoma County, astrology mentor for Forest Center for Evolutionary Astrology, and author of And the Lotus Opened. I also facilitate a healing retreat twice a year.
Helen Keller, blind and deaf author, activist, lecturer, said, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." Oh my goodness, yes. And here we are. I know that we're missing Israel Ahosi from England. He may be able to join us. And Ray Sapp had some Mars retrograde experience that we are all having in our ways. And so she won't be joining us. But we are the fearsome foursome. And I like it. Especially since you can put up with all of my ladybug stuff. Well, hi, Sean, Marie, and Justin. It's great for us. So as we know, we have a few clues, and it was always a little bit like, how much is too much? I will say they're all during the last century. That's 19 something or other, okay? We didn't choose anything in the last 20 years. I could have. I mean, that's possible. There's lots of events. We don't know if it's an event of what kind, political, an art thing. I mean, art could be anything, or it could be an idea. Like we had Benjamin Franklin last time because it had a lot to do about Uranus and the kite. And then it was also with Kepler, who devised his great, but it was a little far-fetched. And I didn't say that it was 1700s. So this is the 1900s. And shall I begin?
Go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, rocket pioneers. There we are. I think Justin, Justin's the one. Okay, here we are. And there we are. This is for people that aren't on podcast that can see us with the slides. And here we have our first slide, our first chart. And this is, they have times. I think it was I'm trying to think what it is because I haven't really studied it. I do too much. I don't study them myself. Whoops. Oh, no. Damn it. Oh, I move it too far. Excuse me.
Mars and Gemini.
Okay.
Retrograde.
Here we are. It's just I get this little blurb on the front and I can't move it. And it's very frustrating. Anyway, we won't be frustrated. Mars, thank you. We can deal with this. I can. All right. I see Justin there. Okay. I am the sun. That's all I'm going to say. And then I'll launch. What's the secret? I want to be part.
I am Pluto in Cancer, and I am going through a tremendous transformation in relationships. All of my relationships are in depth. They're family related. They're nurturing. I am looking at what it means to be a part of family, looking at what it means to be in an authentic relationship looking at what it means to have my authentic personal power in regards to relationship.
I am Saturn opposed Pluto in the first house. Sounds like a familiar chart to me. I am. Well, I had it hard. I had authority and father figure just completely disrupt any harmonious upbringing I could have had. Emotional, learning to be more steadfast, more driven, and less emotional. It's like the emotions, they just get in the way of the practical things that need to get done, and the practical things that I need to do for myself. And all this family stuff, it just gets in my way.
I am Mercury in Sagittarius, so I have a monkey mind. I'm restless. I need to think about this and think about that. And in Sagittarius, I love talking about philosophy, belief systems. And since I'm in the 11th house, I need to communicate that to the greater collective. I'm learning about patience and how to be more present with those relationships we were talking about.
I'm a Uranus, and I'm in Aries, and I want to just move things kind of erratic. It's like I don't understand how things happen so sudden, but they are. And when I look around, I'm going to find my kin, I think, or somebody, because I too, I'm not sure about the family, but there's got to be some kind of force that I can, a little explosive sometimes.
Well, I am Chiron in Taurus in the 4th house, and I'm wounded. I'm hurt. And I'm hurt where family is concerned. I needed touch. I needed beauty. I needed my things, my comfort. I needed my family. But what I actually got was a feeling of being a possession by family. I didn't get that I was loved just for me. Or valued just for me. I was valued based on what I could do in my family.
I am Jupiter in Leo at 22 degrees. Boy, what in the 8th house. Oof. I am supercharged to take control and command of this transformation that needs to happen between this emotional wandering and and what needs to be done practically. I demand loyalty, but you'll be lucky if you get it.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was going to say, I'm Mars in Sagittarius, and I'm sitting right there next to Mercury. And I'm part of this grand trine in the chart, fire grand trine, that is very independent and very self-assertive and non-committal. I need to constantly travel and move and get going. And again, I'm like with Mercury and Leo and Uranus, they're learning patience and how fast to go with my forward effort and action.
Well, I'm Ceres, and I'm also in Sagittarius. There's a lot of cultural differences that I just am grieving about a lot, because it seems as though my identity, I just don't know this strange group of that I'm always getting thrust into or taken away from. And I, oh, it's just, it's, I'm gonna work with the mites, and we're gonna get them. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get that sun, and I'm gonna work with Jupiter, because Jupiter, I know some sneaky stuff. Yeah, he's there in these areas that I know he's gonna get back and help me out.
Well, I am the ascendant, and all of you guys have to be expressed through me. And I am Capricorn, the great work. This is about me. This is about how I express all of you through the world, or out to the world, which translates to there will be order. It will be my way. It will be structured. We will reach the summit. We will be a little bit cold. However, we have the goal in mind. We will reach the top of that mountain, and it will take us a long time to do it. It is a great work that we are here to do, and every one of you other planets, really, you have to conform to what I want.
Well, I'm Saturn, and I am glad that there's some way that I can demand what I know, because I have some authority on things, but the world is a little bit scary sometimes. But I'm going to, because I just don't seem, I seem to be very alone. Things don't always seem to be, but I'm going to make it support me. I'm my own. I'm me.
Has the moon been done?
Yeah. Should we?
Yeah.
Actually,
reveal?
it was Sean's turn to go.
Okay. Now, perhaps.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Well, we don't have turns. I'm sorry. There's
Okay.
No, yes, but I'll go. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I am the North Node, and I'm learning that, I've got all this authority, but I'm here to stand up for myself. I need to learn how to do that. I'm too much driven by others, and it's just, I've got this need to understand the warrior again, the warrior side of Aries.
Yeah, because I'm a Ross, and I am looking. I'm just so different. Yeah, maybe mine is. Everybody thinks I'm the authority and all, but I'm here to break things up. It's just plain gonna be a little bit of a, not revolution, but it's. I came out of a lot of terror, and things are just not settled. They're not going to stay the way they're going to stay. So yeah, let's break forward. Let's make it our land.
Yeah, I'm the moon in Aries, and part of my emotions here is wanting my piece of the pie. I want to be first. I'm an initiator. I love to start things, but I'm also squaring that Saturn in Capricorn that wants to control the situation, and I'm squaring that Pluto in Cancer that's really learning about the death and rebirth of emotions and relationships and family. And so I may have some issues with my family when it comes to some dynamics in my life here.
Yeah, like you have to do what we say.
Well, we have enough. Shall we any more?
I can only tell you that I'm looking at this Uranus and Aries and that generation. That had to be the 30s.
Oh
the
yeah.
1930s.
Oh, you're so
With
smart.
Well,
Okay.
wait, Pluto was in Leo maybe in 34. Or am I?
which
Actually,
is
No,
it was in the 30s. Pluto was in Cancer because my
Oh, it was.
father
Okay.
has that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah.
here
So
we
that
go.
would have been the
Now,
30s.
this is today, and I just put these out because knowing that I flip around with these slides because I'm trying to get rid of a little spot and messed up. But I don't know if you want to see any of if that's important. But this is what it is. It is the Frankenstein movie. And it was
Oh, oh.
1931. Now, the book was, yeah, there's quite a legacy about all of this. And I'll flip
was
to the
hilarious.
next slide. This was written in the year of no summer. It was a book first, 1816, because there was a volcano in Indonesia. And for the whole summer, it looked like a volcanic winter. Mary Shelley married at 17 the poet Percy Shelley. And she and they had other literary people, and they were in Geneva, and they would challenge each other, write a mystery, write this, do that. So she came up with this idea, and it's documented. And so then later it was published. And there's Alex Trentwith has a great article that I found through surfingastro.com. But in 1931, it could be called the first sci-fi movie. Of course, others call it a horror movie.
They didn't have Dracula back then?
Well, Dracula was just before, and Dracula was that year, just earlier, that it became a movie. Of course, it had been a book many hundreds of years earlier, and Sean wanted me to do Dracula, but we had all decided that it would be a mystery to everybody, so I couldn't do Dracula, although I almost did it the last minute because I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do? I tried to
It would have been what?
It would have been a chart for Vlad the Impaler, because that's the story of
Oh,
Dracula.
yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So it was, yeah. But so, yes, they were all about the same time. And this is when Uranus, you should read this article that Alex wrote, because she ties together Uranus and Pluto. They both have Venus at 2 degrees, and there's parallels in the charts, along with Frankenstein when it became a movie. It was one later in the 90s, but nobody liked that one. But
can we go back to the chart then?
Yeah, we sure can.
Just so that now that we know.
Yes, Marie. It says, though, I just wanted to add at the end, it's the great mystery of creation, life and death. This man of science sought to create a man after his own image without reckoning with God. So here we go. This is it. Yes.
This was wow.
So one of the things that jumps out with me here, first of all, is you're saying it's probably one of the first horror movies and flicks, and of course that to me it accentuates all of that Aries and beginnings and entrepreneurship of beginnings. But then the aspect of the mythology of his beginnings and not having a father. Remember the whole aspect of the parent of him with his creator, and that's the parental situation going on here with that Saturn and Capricorn opposing
Pluto. That's classic, isn't it?
In their own sign,
right? And so
one
there's
is self, and the other is other. Go ahead.
Right, and so there's that whole mythology. If you remember, he has this issue with who's his creator and the parent or philosophy and structure of that.
Oh yeah, and I love that the sun is in Scorpio too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
perfect.
First sci-fi.
The electricity.
Yeah. And sci-fi. That's where it's the first.
The soul, Vesta in Aquarius.
Now I see why nobody heard me. I'm muted. I was going, blah, blah, blah. Talk about Mars retrograde. I was going to say it's the first sci-fi movie. Yeah, not just horror, because Dracula did come ahead of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is amazing, isn't it, with all that Aries that wants to break away. And the cardinal signs. It's like
Well, it's perfect having Jupiter in Leo in the 8th, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely in square Chiron.
Mm-hmm.
Embellish on that for our
It's-
folks. Yeah, I love that, Marie, but tell why. Perhaps you could.
Well, I mean, my goodness, that 8th house Jupiter, it's going to expand. It's Leo, so it's you want to be seen. It's about me. It's being on stage, but it's in the house of death,
Mm-hmm.
transformation, the
Mm-hmm.
occult, all the secrets. It's in the perfect place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why the sun, why I had said right on. I didn't think about that, but that was perfect. I want the secrets because it's like, why am I who I am? That's all I could think of.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me I'm gonna kill you. No, I might kill you anyway.
And
These
that trine,
hands.
it is amazing. There's a trine and a T-square. So there's a flow of energy that you, Justin, pulled out with the fire sign, which is how much can you flow besides air with fire. And I guess we have to break for a little bit, but we'll close this up and I'll get your responses. And then it's got a T-square to it too. So that Uranus, he's the weirdo. He comes out and he's fighting and moving the whole
in the 3rd house of communication
environment.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you could look if you go to astro.com or if you just pull up that Alex, I don't think I put it down as Alex Trentworth, because there's also one in this about, it was Prometheus. The book was also something about Prometheus, who stole fire from the gods for people. Oh, I guess we can have 30 seconds, I think. Maybe we should leave. But Justin, did you have something you wanted to say before we or Marie, Sean?
We're all so excited. Look at those nodes though.
Yeah. The nodes, the standing up. I'm alive.
That's true.
And it's 4 degrees. It's a disruptive place, So that's in fact, the 22s speak to disruption to me too here, it's your 4s, right?
It is really a collected horoscope because I keep going back down to dispositors, like who's ruling who. So you've got the cardinal conflict happening but then you look at Aries, you go to Mars, and there's a tribe there because Mars is right connected with its head, Mercury and Venus. They're all combined in there, combusting with each other.
Yeah.
And they're looking to, which is part of that trine, over to its leader, you might say, which is Jupiter. So it's all 3 of those are like, we're powwowing.
Yeah. And we're also in the middle of a depression during that time. So this is a great chart to show what we were dealing with as a collective.
And I would say it's a great chart for a film because with that Jupiter in the 8th house and Mercury and Sag and with Mars in the 11th house, this film's going to be seen worldwide. There's a lot of success with this chart, with this movie.
And it was a hit right off the bat. They had a premiere in Santa Barbara. They also had one in Detroit that I saw because Detroit, remember, at that time was really still a happening place with the car industry or whatever industries was happening.
But isn't that fascinating? The 12th house is empty.
Yeah, if the 10 o'clock is appropriate, that's another thing. We know that when it comes to movies, but I did do some research on that, and it appears that they open when the theaters are open, and that the movie houses were down in Los Angeles, so it could be. All right, we will return. This is Astro Jam, and it is October 30th, and I have Justin Crockett, ELZIE, and Marie O'Neill, and Sean Kelly. With myself, we'll be back for another mystery tour. While we take a break from this week's edition of Talk Cosmos, let's take a look at this cycle's archetype. We are currently in the yin period of Scorpio, traditionally ruled by Mars, now ruled by Pluto. By departing a cycle based on comparison between extreme energies, finding balance, Scorpio commits a relationship to exchange resources, experiencing power and powerlessness for the purpose of soul growth transformation. As a fixed water sign that is extreme, intense, and secretively deep, Scorpio's passionate nature questions the psychology and mystery concerning life and death.
This is Martha Norwalk every Sunday morning beginning at 9 a.m. Thanks in part to Linda Rass.
Cosmos brings you leading-edge astrological conversations with hour-long programs each week on KKNW. The show goes live every Sunday from 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific. Talk Cosmos weekly programs are also available to watch live on Facebook and YouTube, along with daily chats throughout the week on the Talk Cosmos YouTube channel. While you're there, make sure you click like and subscribe buttons so you can get the full Talk Cosmos experience. Or, if you'd rather listen to the show archives with audio only, the entire podcast collection since 2018 is available on most podcast carriers. So, grab your coffee, tea, or kombucha and enjoy the show.
Talk Cosmos is celebrating its 6th season and has a special gift for everyone listening to the show, a free mini transit reading from your natal chart. This reading can help you discover your life path forward and make you aware of current opportunities and challenges. Talk Cosmos Kaleidoscope Visions panel invites you to participate in this learning experience and to interact with the astrologers reading your chart in 2023 during the monthly Kaleidoscope Visions show. Schedule your mini transit reading and find more information about the panel at talkcosmos.com. We look forward to connecting with you for a free natal chart mini transit reading during the monthly Kaleidoscope Visions show at 1 p.m. Pacific on Talk Cosmos.
Alternative Talk 1150.
Well, hello again. Oh, it seems like we lost Sean. I hope he comes back. Yeah. And next year will be our 6th season. I just wanted to clarify that. But all right. Hello, Marie. Oh, and good. And surprise, surprise, is Mars at its wonder. Sean and Sid. Okay. Well, let's just jump in. If you would be good. And okay. There we are at the last one that we had with Frankenstein. Now, what is next?
Probably the bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, my
I'm gonna
gosh.
say, what would her chart look like?
Yeah.
And I am in our transits so people can see. Here we are, another 20th century. Now, this sun is in Aries. I'm going to be a pioneer. I'm going to dig down and get those scraps and reveal things.
Wow, look at this Aries energy. Oof.
That's a lot of Aries.
That's a pretty stubborn.
Yeah, I'm going. So what's the slow poke around here? Let's get it moving. Let's find something to charge with. I know I have. Yeah, there's a lot of action and I'm just ready. I'm going. So if you want to follow, come along.
Well, I am the moon in Scorpio, and I'm in the 3rd house. So I'm going to go deep. And I only want to have relationships with people who are willing to go deep. I am always digging beneath the surface. And I know that everything that you say, there's more. And I'm going to dig until I find it. I have a psychological bent to my emotional self. And I'm always looking for people who are willing to be honest, tell truth, be open, and not be afraid of what is said. And I'm very good at doing this because I am connected with Mercury. And I love what I do. I love who I am. I love going deep in conversation. Yeah.
Well,
Mercury. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Sue. I am Venus conjunct Vesta. And my values are everything. Oh, did I cut out?
Yeah, you
My back?
blurped. Your values
I
got
blurped it.
dropped.
My value. Oh, hey. That's impossible when it's connected to Vesta. In fact, those values are so strong and deep rooted in my soul that they're impenetrable. And I want to go deep, but I value the philosophy of things. I value higher thinking. I value being the teacher. And I'm steadfast. I'm going to hold the ground to that. But like emotionally, I will go deep. I will go far past what I might show in my values.
Well, I can be kind of outspoken. I am the sun, but I also have that good friend Jupiter, and so I can be a little rash. So I guess if our values, we're going to just stick right up with it and keep to the hearth. Keep to the hearth. Yes, I love that idea. Philosophy. I got that.
All right, I'll go. So I'm Saturn in Gemini. We need to talk about Gemini in this chart because I love to talk to everybody, and I like to have command of the facts. I'm right up there with Uranus and Venus and midheaven and Mars, all in Gemini. I want to communicate and to connect. I want to have all my fingers in everybody's pie and every experience, and I want command of those facts. And of course, as Sean mentioned, I do like to teach and talk.
Pisces. Where do you see Mercury? Gemini.
Oh, no. He was talking about Gemini.
Gemini, Saturn and Gemini up at the very top there.
Oh, no. Oh,
That's
no. Saturn's in Taurus.
I'm sorry. I can't see it on the screen.
But then you know what? That's where sometimes my mind, I am Mercury in Pisces, and it's really, I'm a chameleon. I can be that Gemini. That is very true. And it's all mutable. And there's all these people there, and it is a matter of connecting. So yes, that's absolutely right.
Well, I tell you, go ahead.
I am Uranus right there. Talk about shocking and woo, right, with this last segment we've got here. But I am here bringing in revolution, complete stuff the most wacky stuff is now going to make sense to you because I'm going to make it make sense. And I know how to explain it. I know how to ground that out through that Mercury in Pisces there. Uranus is almost like it's overly shocking in how I'm going to take all these oppositions that you folks see, and I'm going to show you how they're all the same.
Okay, let's do a do-over here. Since I can't see it on my small screen here, I need my glasses. I need my glasses here.
Yes, I love it. Got it. Now we're doing it. Okay.
Uh-oh. Now he's gone.
So we're going to do a do-over here. So I have Saturn in Taurus, and we need to.
Oh, no.
That's why I keep bringing in today. That's what happens. We are not only our charts, but what happens in the moment. And we have Mars in retrograde. You are doing the transits. Hello. And I love it. That's Mars.
What are we looking at?
Yeah. So what
you want to try that again, Justin?
It was kind of like a flash scene. Yeah. We're doing the flash.
You're doing Saturn and Taurus there?
No, yeah, I'm doing Uranus, Taurus, huh? Okay, yes.
All right. Here we go. So I'm this person that's really aware of my resources. You know, I have Saturn in Taurus, so and with Mars there, I'm not so much, I don't really move forward too quickly. I may even be a little procrastinating a little bit here with all my Taurus energy. And I need to see material results before I do anything.
Well, I tell you, I am Leo, the ascendant, and I want to have fun. I want to be on stage. I want to talk to everybody. I want to shine my light on everybody, telling them all about Venus and all about Saturn and all about the depths of my soul. I want to relay that out to the world in a good way, in a fun way.
Mm. Boy, I want to say I'm just the 8th house here. What a doozy, boy. Woo, especially with that square to Chiron being, because that stellium is just too much with Chiron.
You're hurting.
Oh yeah, I'm hurting bad, and I'm every time I try to stand up for myself, I get knocked back down. And I'm here to drive transformation. I'm here to show leadership and to drive a destruction if needful. It's to that point.
And with it, I am so glad to be in the 8th house too, because I'm Eris. And I know that for the traditional folks, who is Eris? Yeah, I'm the one that threw the apple at that long thousands of years ago when Troy started that, but I didn't do it deliberately. I just wanted inclusivity. I wanted everybody to be out in the open. It's like, let's have it's like today, and not either or, but and more, and all of us. So somehow I'm going to keep plugging, because I know that my philosophy is going to get beyond. I will reach those people where we can get that woundedness of being outside of the group and brought in. It's so important.
I'm Neptune and Virgo in that first house, and so how I relate to the collective is very personally. I know my place in the collective, but I'm retrograding, so I'm going to have some issues in the collective. And even though I'm trining that all that Taurus energy in the 9th house, I'm definitely will second guess things before I take action in some ways. And it's the way I see results and where I put my energy and effort into.
Well, I am the North Node in Libra, and this is an area of my life that I am most unfamiliar with. I am learning to be about the other. I'm learning about relationship. I'm learning about what I value and my self-esteem and my self-worth and how to balance it. I'm learning how to be more, to walk the middle path, and how to make decisions based on good information. And all of this will help me to be better in all of my relationships, but especially with myself. And it'll help me to choose my relationships better based on my true value, versus what someone else says I should value. But this is difficult.
That was beautiful. Shall we reveal
Can
this?
I say one more thing? Yes. So along those lines of relationship, I'm Hygeia in the 7th house. And so, yes, I'm compassionate, but I have this maybe fantasy or imagination of the way I want to see my relationships. I sort of am dreamy about, oh, I want this relationship to be like this. I like this. And so there's a little bit of health issues here with how I may think, with Mercury here as my compadre, about way I see or what I want in my relationships.
I am again Uranus, and I'm actually, I don't know if I'm Uranus or if I'm Venus, because that we're so close together. We're almost like twins. We're at in Taurus, and of course, maybe more Venus, because when I'm Venus, I'm in my own territory of resources. And so, yes, I can understand that if I am kind of dreamy, that part of me, it's because I want them to be authentic. I want them to be real. I want them to step out and make a stand. You know, have something firm. Are you ready?
I'm Ceres in the first house. But I'm trying to get that Hygeia to be a little bit more discerning about their relationships, and to kind of focus maybe a little bit more on the details. And so I'm also, at times when maybe the relationship doesn't turn out, me with Ceres and Virgo, I tend to be a little bit like, hey, this is the way it is. I kind of tell it the way it is and give you the truth. A little too raw.
Okay, let me reveal it. Now, this will be a disclaimer. It's not Casper the Ghost, which I really wanted to do, but it was just impossible with the timeline. I mean, with the hour. So I thought,
was it an event or was it a person?
No,
it was a person.
I'm not sharing that yet. You're ahead here. That's okay. It's Casper. And it's also not Agatha Christie. That was the other person. So I had a ghost, but we did Frankenstein. And then I wanted to do Agatha Christie, who Agatha Christie happened to be about the most well-written and popular. I mean, I was amazed. She's like all the mysteries she's done. Okay.
Yeah,
ready?
but she's not Pluto and Leo generation, though.
No, it's Nancy Pelosi.
Oh my God.
What? Whoa!
Speaker of the House.
Wow.
I was also going to do.
Remember that Ceres in Virgo in the first house? I'm going to give it to you, how I feel about it.
Well, she really claims, Ceres can have grief of great loss until they learn to claim what they've lost. And she is very true to her values, and she's claimed that herself. And she's worked hard. She was 25 years or 35 years in San Francisco, the House to the Congress of the 12th district. I've got her facts here. I'll show you. Did I write her facts? Yeah. She's the only woman legislator, Speaker of the House. She was voted in 2006. The Speaker of the House is second in line to succeed the president after the VP.
Yep.
And prior, for 35 years, she was San Francisco's 12th district. So,
and the upcoming eclipse is right on her moon.
Oh, it is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. It's 12 degrees Capricorn.
No, that's not.
This is Capricorn. 12 degrees
for
Capricorn.
Today. That's for today.
That's a different chart.
You
changed the chart.
Folks. And I did them even in color so that I wouldn't mess myself up like that. Now what happened? Why
go backwards.
Go backwards.
Go back. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Stop. And that moon is really, it's a powerful moon. That's close to a singleton, that moon. It's like having to hold up the whole chart. And it is, third house on the cusp of the fourth.
Well,
that's her core.
As you said, it is trine Mercury. So she does have, I'd say, I'm not so sure. And then there's Chiron too. So she melds together that powerful, when you get Scorpio and Mercury together, it's pretty powerful. You can say some potent things. It's like, I think
can cut you to the quick.
It can. And yet she knows how to temper that, I think, through Chiron, through her own experiences of experiencing the tribe, her own pain with the tribe. She understands.
What was it?
That Pallas Athena is really supported there. That's really interesting with that support from Vesta. That's that's a power. That is a powerful woman right there.
In the
all day.
11th house. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In
And let me
Cancer.
Yeah.
and let me also say she's got an important transit with that this coming year, the next year and a half. The South Node will cross over her North Node in Libra.
Mm.
Yes.
And so it's in the 2nd to 8th house. The North Node will be in 8th house. And so this means change of how she gets paid. A high probability of retiring here because of that North Node going to be crossing through Aries in her 8th house there.
Well,
Isn't
she is
she 80?
82. She's
She's
82.
82?
She's
Okay.
82. Yeah. And
So
I'm
it's a
amazed
half
she's
it's a
still in
half
the job.
right, it's a half nodal return, but it doesn't take place until definitely after July of next year that
Right.
she'll have that half nodal return.
God, I could see that 8th house playing out so much when she ripped that speech up. That when
Ooh, yeah.
you guys remember that? That's so
which
8th
was
house.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It
I
was a
still
good,
remember the other when we had, was it a few years ago when we had a whole bunch of women going
oh,
into the
yes.
house, and there were 4 or 5 of them who were challenging her,
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
she was saying they think they have power because they have a lot of followers on social media, but they don't know what power really is. I've got
Mm.
the power.
Yeah. You
And
know,
she
it is.
proved that too.
Power
Mhm.
is that exchange. It's not just leading your troops behind you. It's that
Mhm.
exchange of trust. It's actually, I think, having a doctor that you really feel that you can understand to follow so that you will heal. You know, it's a
It's
very
yeah.
deep commitment.
And it's also for her that moon in Scorpio. She knows, and also that 8th house. She knows where all the secrets are buried.
Mhm.
She knows whose secrets are buried where, which
Mhm.
also gives you a lot of power.
Yes.
And she's very very smart about relationships in the collective with that Neptune in the 1st house in Virgo
Yeah.
and retrograding. She analyzes all of her relationships in the collective. She's got them all figured out, you know.
And she
Mhm.
really wants to have the collective. Her Mercury is in Pisces. And so I think we did touch on quite a bit where this idealism, and it is always such a challenge how to bring the idealism into the reality. She does have Chiron in in the 11th house. That doesn't mean that we don't overcome our anything in life. That's why we age. That's why
Mhm.
we're here. We work to learn through
Oh yeah.
experience to become strong in what we're weak
Yeah.
with, you know.
This woman is, my God, she's got that grand, did we talk about this? That grand trine in water?
No, we didn't talk about it. Before.
She's intuitive.
Oh yeah.
She's got a pulse on what's going on underneath the surface.
I think a
Mhm.
lot of leaders do. I actually think Trump does as well. I haven't, not that we're looking at his chart, but it was
It's amazing.
interesting. Yeah, the different
This is a good
things.
shot. This is a good chart.
Yeah, I agree. I also agree with Sean that it's important to watch that 8th house for her next year, having that half nodal return. All that Aries, that North Node will be going through Aries starting in
Oh yeah,
after July of next year.
Mhm.
It'll be interesting to see where she goes next.
it will be. And with
And
Aries being ruled by Mars, with Mars, you only have 2 choices. You're either the warrior, the hunter, or you're the prey. There's no middle ground.
and with the Uranus, with the age, she'll have a Uranus return shortly, in a couple of years at that same
Yeah.
time that there's that other. So that could be a distinctive time to decide to make a
Oh God,
new
yeah.
legacy forward.
And,
I mean, she's
and
done a
next,
really
yeah,
strong job to maintain her position throughout these years, but
she
it's
really
after a
has.
while, why do you want to experience that kind of, oh my goodness, we won't
Well,
even,
probably won't go there, but she's
yeah.
also next year going to have the Pluto opposition start.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's a lot. Now, knowing her, she will probably breed or help, groom people or funnel knowledge or ways to people so that there's more people that can carry on, because everybody has a passage, where everybody has a time where they kind of say, happy trails to you.
Are you saying we died?
No.
Oh.
She's gone.
There's Mars and Gemini.
There's Mars and Gemini. We can't hear you at all.
Oh, I was saying like the South. Whoops. I think we got cut off. Oh.
We're muted.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, well, that's what he...
Thank you for joining us on Talk Cosmos, the show where Sue Minahan and her panel of guests connect soul growth patterns with the energetic cycles of astrology. Be sure to tune in next Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time to continue your journey through the roots of the cosmic pathway.